And welcome back to the WHHI-TV News. With us now is Scott Whitaker. He is the Executive Director of Coastal Conservation Association, South Carolina. He actually is coming to us via Zoom in Columbia, South Carolina. Hi, Scott.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us. Let's start with, kind of back at the basics. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
Happy to, and thank y'all again for the opportunity to be with y'all today. We appreciate it. So over 35 years ago, CCA South Carolina was started by a small group of volunteers, and it is primarily, all we do is saltwater recreational fishing and marine conservation. 35 years ago, these guys came up with, it was one little issue, and it developed into what has become an organization that is literally on all three coasts now. We're in the Gulf Coast, we're on the Atlantic Coast, and we are now on the West Coast. So we're a national organization, probably 18 states now, I think it is, on all three coasts. Wow. So we're a very large group of individuals that really care and put a lot of time and energy and resources into marine conservation.
So let's dive a little bit deeper. When you say marine conservation, you talked earlier about marine habitats. So give us some examples of what actually you do.
Yes, we'd be happy to. So we've developed a hard-earned, well-deserved reputation as a watchdog with marine conservation and marine legislation and management measures. And in the last 15 years, the next step in that was really to become part of the habitat equation. And we've done a large part of that in the state of South Carolina. We've put in over 70 oyster reefs, recycled many different thousands of pounds of oyster shells. We just put our 20th artificial reef off the coast of South Carolina, right here off Port Royal Sound last month, as a matter of fact. Over $1 million in artificial reefs here in the state of South Carolina.
So that was my next question. How are we doing here in the Lowcountry? What all are you, besides what you did a few weeks ago, what's next on the docket for us?
We have a lot that's going on up and down the coast, and I think that's what really is unique about this organization is the footprint that we have all over the state of South Carolina, from Myrtle Beach down here to the Lowcountry in Bluffton and Beaufort and Hilton Head, across the state, the Midlands of the state, and Lexington and Columbia and Aiken, all the way up to Greenville, South Carolina. So we have a large, diversified group that are tremendously interested in marine conservation, and sometimes volunteers just don't know what the best manner is to do that. And I always tell them that the best way to get engaged in these topics is with an organization that has professional staff, that has research capability, communications capacity, and again, we have shown that we've developed a really hard-earned, well-deserved reputation on all of those fronts.
Well, and so I'm assuming you do a lot of teaching and education and helping people to understand what your mission is.
It is. That's part of our outreach, is part of what we do as an organization. Again, people, particularly folks that are moving to the coast. We were talking off camera just a moment ago about the tremendous number of people that are moving to the state of South Carolina. And I'm going to take a little swing here. I don't think they're necessarily coming here for our health care or our education. So it must be that we have done a great job with our natural resources, and the marine in the marine environment is a testament to that. We have, I like to call us the crown jewel of the Atlantic coast here in South Carolina. So we do a tremendous amount of work in outreach and trying to educate people that may be new to the area or that are longtime residents and native to South Carolina. They may not know about the scope of work that CCA South Carolina has done to benefit our marine resources.
Well, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Scott Whitaker, Executive Director of CCA South Carolina, the Coastal Conservation Association. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
In just a few moments, our Mind Your Health segment with Debbie Lines. Stay tuned.